Hello.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you today?
I'm very well.
It's good to hear from you again. Our
Thank you.
last chat was almost a year ago.
3 weeks.
Three
3 weeks
weeks.
ago. Yeah.
Was it now? I'm
Yeah.
so confused. The date, okay.
I read your profile so you can speak 4 languages. That's amazing.
Well, not all of them fluently. Um,
Y-
right
Yeah.
now, I'm struggling with the Finnish language, which I cannot speak fluently at all. And
Mm-hmm.
my Italian used to be a lot better. My French is best for reading, and my Spanish is, yeah, I'm not, I wouldn't say that I'm fluent in any of them. But
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for reading my profile.
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying. I've been learning English for about 3 years now. But I find it so difficult for me. So I don't think about learn any another language because I want to be fluent in English. Maybe one language is difficult for me, so I can't learn 4 languages. I think it's so difficult.
Well, yes. I agree. I mean, if you're really intent on being fluent in English, I recommend concentrating on that. Um, I mean, for example, with it's very easy to get confused between them unless you've been speaking. If you're learning, it's hard. I mean, my Italian is still better than my Finnish because I lived there for 4 years as a boy.
Mm.
So that those were teenage
Yeah.
years. You don't even have to try to learn. It just comes naturally. Um, so I
Yeah.
still say that my Italian is better than my Finnish, but we have there's a Finnish boy I'm sorry, an Italian Finnish boy at my school, and I was trying to
Yeah.
speak Italian to him, and Finnish words kept getting in the way.
Maybe the best way to learn any other language by picking it up. Uh, Maybe by learning from the native speaker, listen to them,
Yes,
deal with them, chat with them. Maybe families those move to live in another country, their children have a good chance to pick up this language, and
right.
I think they learn faster than their parents.
Oh, absolutely. Just like the example of when I lived in Italy so many years ago. Um,
Yeah,
and I'm the only one in my family that still can understand Italian at all. Um, my
yeah,
sisters didn't pick it up as fast because they were. I was just at the right age. They were a little
yeah.
younger than me, but yeah.
Use any learning strategies when you learn any of these languages?
Um, well, I learned Italian and I started learning Italian and French as a boy. As I said, I was living in Italy, so I was speaking it with my friend. I was learning it in the classroom. So, really, the traditional way. I was learning with a teacher, but also we lived in Italy, so I was fully immersed in it and speaking with my Italian friends. Um, and it came
Yeah.
very easily because, as I said, I was a teenager. You know, um,
I
French I learned
I
in the
think,
class. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, can you continue? Okay, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Um,
Okay.
uh, the French I learned all in the classroom. So until to this very day, I'm much better at reading it and writing it than actually understanding. If I hear a native French speaker, I never really interacted with native French speakers very much. So I'm not so good at speaking or understanding native French speakers. But if
Yeah.
I see it, I can read it. I can read it better than I can read Finnish. So
Maybe we are. Sorry again.
no, please
Okay.
go ahead.
Maybe. Yeah, as a student, we struggle a lot because of the method of learning in
Yes.
schools. Maybe they focus on grammar, on the exams, and that didn't give us or don't give us the chance to practice speaking, to learn the real language.
It does. You are right. It doesn't give us the opportunity to learn and you've already said it before. The best way is to speak with native speakers. If you can't live in the country where they speak the language, then at least seek out native speakers, like
Yeah,
you're doing here on Cambly.
yeah. Yeah, maybe Cambly is a good way to learn, to practice, to speak with the native speakers.
Yes.
So as a multilingual, what are the features of being multilingual?
What the features of being multilingual?
Yeah,
What do you mean by that?
I think someone who can speak four languages or maybe three languages,
Yeah.
maybe benefits of this languages in his or in her life, the benefits that he get from being speak four languages or three languages.
Yeah. Okay. Well, usually it's out of necessity. Um,
Yeah,
I don't really. First of all, I really should clarify something. I hope in my profile I didn't give the impression that I speak those languages fluently, because I really don't.
yeah, I know that.
But
Yeah,
the
I know that.
benefits are, um, well, for travel. And also, when
Yeah,
someone really speaks three languages fluently, it's because they had to. For example, I know many people who are fluent in three languages here. And sometimes it's because their parents came from two different countries and then they live in a third country. And for immigrants who come to Finland
yeah,
from all over the world,
mm,
for example, maybe they come from somewhere in the Middle East, so they speak Arabic. Then they come to Finland. It helps a lot if you speak English. That will help you in your
yeah,
Finnish classes while learning Finnish. So, someone who's originally from the Middle East, who's been here like 10 years, automatically, they probably speak Arabic, English, and Finnish fluently. So, it
yeah,
happens out of necessity. So,
yeah,
that's the benefit of, you can, if you're someone from a differing background, an immigrant, it helps you to get along in many different situations. Now, obviously, the benefit of speaking English alone is, you can it increases your opportunities in your job field. For example,
yeah.
I know you're calling from Saudi Arabia, and please remind me, what is your job? Are you a student now, or are you working? I'm sorry to ask
No,
again.
No, no problem. Actually, I'm planning to continue my university soon because I want to be an English teacher.
Okay. So clearly for you, a benefit of being multilingual is that's going to be your profession. And
Yeah, that's right.
it's a combination of necessity due to your background and where you're living. Um, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's maybe, and I think in addition to this, learning another language helps us to learn another culture, to
yes,
gain insight another culture, to know the real information about other society. Maybe news gives us fake news. Doesn't give us the real news. When we learn about other cultures, maybe we begin to appreciate their opinions, to appreciate the way that they live or they express themselves.
yes. You know what? I like your answer better than my answer.
Thank you. Okay.
So, well, I think all of these things are true. When you live, many
Yes.
people who live in Europe, they just automatically speak two or three or even four languages. Um,
Yeah. Before we finish, teacher, sorry
yes, go
for
ahead.
interrupt you.
No worries.
Okay, before we finish, I read that there is a myth about bilinguals concerned to identity. Some people think that they have separate personalities. They think in different ways. Every language they want to speak in, every time they want to speak in a different language, some people think they think in a different way.
I think, okay, are you saying that people feel different? As I think you said, different personalities when they, for example, when you speak French, you might feel more friendly, more outgoing, or something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's a strange idea. It's like a myth. Something isn't real.
Well, I don't see that's, I guess I thought that at first, but there is evidence. Many people have this idea. I researched it a little bit, and there might be more to it than just a myth. But Reem, I'm afraid our time is up. I would be happy to continue this discussion. It's very interesting and nice to hear from you again.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.